What is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, and I have to say, well, finally I finished another anime from 2015. That brings my grand total of anime I finished last year, or from last year, to 3. So we got the heroic legend of Arslan. Alright, so this show, I was kind of hyped for. Like, I've never seen the original content or read any original material, but I have to say, show's not half bad. I mean, a lot of, movies, TV shows go through a lot of different iterations, sometimes different genres, adaptations. I mean, look at things like the recent Fantastic Four. It went through multiple directors, multiple different styles, until eventually it got to the end product, which was confusing mess of different things. That didn't happen here. The Heroic Legend of Arslan is an anime adaptation of a manga, which was a remake of a manga, which was an adaptation of 6 OVAs, which was an adaptation of a light novel. And I have to say, the end product is not half bad. So, the synopsis basically goes like this. As follows the Heroic Legend of Arslan. Arslan is the prince of a country called Pars. And basically, the story follows him trying to battle his way back to the throne after his father loses the throne through a series of stupid military mistakes on his part, kind of, sort of. And they basically, Pars gets invaded by the neighboring country, Lusitania, and basically he has to take back his country from the Lusitanians, as well as deal with socio-political unrest, other countries, and his own doubts and fears about things like his lineage and being able to become king. Which, all that mixed together just makes an awesome show. I didn't expect the show to really be that good. I expected to like it because it's a fantasy show and it has political elements, but this show's kind of meaty. Like, I mean, the characters are pretty solid, and it brings up a lot of issues, like religious fanaticism, slavery, and the class system. But yeah, I mean, the show brings up a lot of socio-political issues that are kind of relevant today, and it kind of deals with them, kind of. But the biggest question here is, what are the pros and cons of you dedicating your time to watching the Heroic Legend of Arslan? So here we go. So the pros of the show, one of the pros is the art style. The art style is good. I like the art style. Does it borrow a lot from Full Metal Alchemist? Yes. But, I mean, there are a lot of worse shows you can borrow from. I mean, the art was done by the same person who did the art for the Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood shows. So, of course, you're going to see a lot of the same things. Another big plus for the show are the action scenes and the battle sequences. I got Lord of the Rings flashbacks at some points. I mean, it's like, yo, the battle sequences. And I'm a stickler for historical things, fantasy. I like these epic battle scenes. And the one-on-one battles are also awesome too, and they get a pretty good amount of animation budget done with those battles. Good for you guys. And something else about this show that is definitely a pro is the way they structure the show. It's structured in kind of like an arc style. So, not arcs like Naruto, where an arc is almost a season. Like, no, basically they break up the show in like 3 to 4 episode arcs that all are connected to the main show, to the main story. And I like that, because, yeah, this stuff is following the story, but he's also dealing with this at the same time in order to deal with this. The music. Now, the song you're hearing right now, this song is so freaking awesome. I actually work to this song now. I can't remember the name of it because it's Japanese and my memory sucks, but the name is probably going to be blinking up here because I like to harass myself in post. And I also put a link to the song in the description so you can hear it, because of course this is a slowed down version to keep me from getting raped by copyright police. But yeah, you know, the song and the music in this show is awesome. The OST is about 24 songs. I haven't heard them all, but the ones I have heard are pretty damn good. And then we come to the cons. There are not too many cons with this show. The show is actually pretty solid. Most of them kind of deal with the characters and more me things than major bad things together. The first one being the freaking CG, man. There is CG in this show, and some shows are very good at masking the CG so you can barely see the transition. This show, not so much. I know there are probably some budget issues with the show, but the CG, my gosh, it's pretty bad. It's much worse than things like IGN and Knights of Sidonia. I mean, and things like that. It's much worse. You can really tell that it's crappy CG, but it really is only there to offset the amount of people on screen, so they don't have to animate hundreds of people. They can just throw in some CG dudes, and it's only like seconds long, so it's not that bad. Another con of the show would be some of the characters. One in particular, Narcissus. Now, this is not a character like a negative for him. More that he's too good. He's OP. Like, literally. He's like Robin and like Leonidas combined as far as tacticians go. I mean, he is amazing tactician to the part where he's just OP. Like, he can literally see anything coming. The man is damn near psychic. And that does kind of break the show just a little bit. Another thing that kind of sucks, another con of the show, would be just, like, I guess this is for me personally, some of the battle tactics. There's one battle in particular where Arslan and an ally have 10,000 and 50,000 troops, respectively. And the opposing army has well over 100,000 troops. Basically, altogether, they're outnumbered like 2, almost 3 to 1. And so this dude sends out some of his best units against, you know, Arslan and his guys, and of course, Narcissus, being, you know, OP as he is, figures out a way to kill them all. And, you know, now this is only a fraction of his 100,000 plus force he has. And he lost them, and then he just decides to just fold and retreat. Are you kidding me? You could totally win this battle. He just retreats. I'm like, that kind of blew me for a second. I was just like, why, bro? You could win this. I would love to see them win a different way, but, you know, I mean, all of Narcissus' other victories come through some clever trick. This dude just gave up. And probably one of the biggest cons of the show, well, no, not bigger than the CG. The CG is definitely the biggest con. But another con of this show is something I call Obi-Wan syndrome. And Obi-Wan syndrome is basically when a show gets an older, you know, kind of mentor, fatherly-like figure to a character, and they get you attached to him because it's attached to the main character, and then they kill him. This happens like 4 times in this show. They use this way too much. It gets to the point where every time I saw an old guy in a show that was connected to a character, I say, yup, that guy's gonna die. I guarantee you at the end of this arc, he's gonna die. And it happens. Please don't do that in Season 2. Which brings me to the ending of the show. The ending, the last 2 episodes of this show were awesome. It totally washes the last 2 episodes of Charlotte away, and I never ever saw those episodes of Charlotte. They're gone. Goodbye, Charlotte. Those episodes. You know, the last 2 episodes of the show were awesome, and they wrap things up perfectly, and they set up for a Season 2. And it's not even in like a super cock-teasy way. They set up for a Season 2. Well, it is a little cock-teasy, but it's perfect though. This show is the first show that will get an A. First show that gets an A. An A for Arslan, or awesome, or something to that perspective that means good. But yes, the heroic legend of Arslan gets an A. So that's about it for this video. I hope you like the reviews. They are still a work in progress. I'm still working on the pros and cons setup of a review. But yep, that's about it for this. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, keep it real.